Loser leaves town match. Yeon Kim versus Mandy Bohm. Mandy's 0-2 in the UFC. Yeon Kim is 3-6, and she's on a 4-fight losing streak. So I think it's fair to say the loser is leaving town. Although I could be wrong. But Yeon Kim is my prediction, and I'm not betting on this fight. You could probably imagine how it goes, but that's what I'm betting, and that's what I'm predicting here. Mandy Bohm's lost twice in the UFC. Once to Victoria Leonardo. She was largely shut out there. And against Ariane Lipski, who more kicked her ass, certainly in the end. But she just looked, by and large, it looks like she hasn't shown up. And she hasn't given me any reason to pick her against Yeon Kim here, or to bet on her, really. You know, if I did bet on her, it'd be because Yeon Kim sometimes lets her opponents into the fight, but that's not enough here. I'm taking Yeon Kim. I think Yeon Kim's style's on her. I think she performs, pulls ahead. I think she pulls ahead down the stretch and wins this volume battle. I think she strikes well from the outside and turns up the heat down the stretch. I've got Yeon Kim winning this fight. I think she'll largely dominate, but I can't predict a finish. Mandy Bohm's never been finished. Let me check that. Yeah, she hasn't been finished. Just her 2 losses are in the UFC here. But she hasn't beaten anybody worth of note anyway. Anybody of note. She hasn't beaten any solid names in WMMA. And Yeon Kim has. You know, she's beaten some better fighters anyway. Justine Kish and Nadia Kassem and whoever. But more so in her losses, you could gauge her level, and she's fought some really good fighters. You know, her losses are all in the UFC, or a good amount of them anyway. No, all of them are in the UFC. Jocelyn Edwards, Molly McCann, Alexa Grasso. And she's shown she can be bullied and dominated and roughed up in the clinch, like Alexa Grasso did. And she's not the perfect fighter, but she's a good, competent UFC fighter, at least, you know, as of now. And I can't say that about Mandy Bohm. I think Mandy Bohm, her ceiling is her 0-3 UFC stint after she loses this one. You know, she hasn't impressed me, to be honest. So, as much as I'd love to bet against any underdog, against somebody who, you know, sometimes underperforms and lets her opponents into the fight and is, you know, has a few different weaknesses, some of them tactical, I can't do it. I'm going with Yeon Kim. I think she wins the decision. It's minus 135 or whatever for her to win a decision. I'm not touching that. So I'm not touching this one at all till I get drunk and start betting on Mandy Bohm. All right, like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit. Check out my other videos.